Minutes from now, the outgoing FBI Director Robert Mueller is set to make a final appearance in front of a House committee. We expect him to face tough questions, especially on the NSA story and new Fox polling numbers that show the president losing ground on the issue of honesty and trustworthiness. Far left now 48%, far right 73% back in April of 2009. I'm going to bring in Florida Senator Marco Rubio with me now. And sir, good morning to you.
Good morning, Bill.
What explains that free fall, do you think?
Geez, I think the last 4 weeks, 6 weeks explain it. First, you have, I think, the issue with Benghazi, where we still don't know the full story of what happened and why these folks weren't rescued, why they were even there to begin with. Second, of course, is the issues regarding the Associated Press and even Fox News and the investigations with regards to that. Then the targeting of conservative groups by the IRS. So I think all of these things begin to undermine the credibility of this White House. And I'll tell you what's going to really be a big hit to their credibility is in January, when people lose coverage they're happy with, when people's premiums go up, when seniors lose Medicare Advantage benefits that they're getting now, after the president promised that none of that would happen under ObamaCare. I think that's going to be the ultimate coup de grace in terms of his credibility and the credibility of this administration.
If you see that in January, and if you see what's happening right now, and how should the president handle this? Because for the most part, we haven't heard him address much of anything.
Well, on Obamacare, I think, he needs to walk away from that and basically suspend its implementation. It is going to be a disaster. And so I'm telling you right now, there are people watching this program, maybe even people that supported Obamacare, but when they get their premiums in January and they see how much that's increased, or when they get moved from full-time to part-time, they're not going to be happy, and the president's going to have some questions to answer. As far as IRS and Benghazi is concerned, I think disclosure is best. Just get it all out there. What did everyone know? When did they know it? What exactly and why this happened? Be more open about that, and they've refused to do that, and they've refused to take the lead on these things or call for an independent investigation. And I think that's going to continue to erode the credibility of the White House and of this administration.
You just said he should suspend the key piece of legislation passed under his administration. Obamacare.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think it should be repealed. Well, I don't think he's going to have a choice, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be debilitating to our economy. Look, at some point here over the next few weeks and months, as people are going to start meeting with their accountants and going over what they're going to have to pay and do next year, and they're going to make decisions based on that. They're going to drop coverage. They're going to move. They're going to lay people off. They're not going to hire people. They're going to move people to part-time, and people's premiums are going to go up. I'm telling you, people next year in January, when they get their new insurance, it is going to be more expensive for millions and millions of Americans because of Obamacare. So I think they're going to be in a world of hurt when that happens, but worse than that, our country and our economy is going to be in a world of hurt because
Senator,
of that.
I have 2 minutes left here on immigration. You're pushing hard. It is obvious you will not get Republican support unless you convince your colleagues that border security will happen and will be a priority. Will you make that happen?
Absolutely. I think we can, because what we're asking for is very reasonable. Two things: borders and benefits. On the benefits, we want to make sure that this is not a strain on the American taxpayer. It is not fair to ask the American taxpayer to pay for benefits for people that have violated our immigration laws. And on the border, it's not just border, it's E-Verify and entry-exit tracking of visitors. We want to make sure that this never happens again. We don't want to be back here 5 years from now talking about another 5 or 10 million people who have entered our country illegally. And so I think we can have immigration reform, responsible immigration.
You are saying that you can get Republican support because of border security. You are saying that you can convince your colleagues and some moderate Democrats that illegals will not get the benefits of the federal government. And do you believe, as you stand here today, by the end of this year, as Speaker Boehner said the other day, that immigration will be signed into law in 2013?
Well, that will depend on border and benefits, and it's very simple. If we have an immigration reform bill that secures the border, ensures that we don't have another wave of illegal immigration in the future, and protects the American taxpayer by denying federal benefits to those who have violated our immigration laws, we will have immigration reform. If we fail to do that, if the Democrats or whoever refuses to agree to that, we will not. It hinges on that.
Senator, thank you. Marco Rubio,
thank you,
Republican from Florida. Good to have you back with us.
Thank you.